Alright, this is the center of the dash. And see if I can zoom a little bit there. Okay. Right here you can see this is where I added the two extensions. There was this piece and this piece here. They were glassed in. You see I added some glass on the back to hold it. And then what I did was where they two came together, I kind of V'd it out with a grinder on both sides. Then I took some resin and some filler. It's called micro balloons, but you can use baking soda. You mix it with resin, you make a paste, and you fill it in there. And I didn't fill it right to the top of the channel. You know, I kind of V'd it out. I didn't fill it to the top because I wanted to put some gel coat on the very top. So that's what I did. And you can kind of see the seam here a little bit, and right along in here. So I got the filler, and then I put some gel coat on top, and then I sanded it all down. And I got a little Bondo filler here to any imperfections. So it's not too bad. And so I'm out here in the car now, and I got that half of the dash mounted, and we got this half mounted. So what I'm going to do is going to kind of place this in the middle and then trace each side where it touches or comes to the center section, and then I'll trim it. Well, actually I already did it. It's there's a line right here. It goes right along. It's very close to the edge. And then this one here is a little further in. What I did was I centered the windshield opening. I put this in the middle, and then I put the two ends over it, and it turned out that this one was right near the edge, which is okay because I can still trim some off. And then I'm going to trim that side, and then the same way that I bonded these ends to the center, I will bond these outside pieces of the dash to this whole center section now. And then I have to trim on the windshield frame. And this piece here has to be kind of modified a little bit to match the curve of what the dash is going to do, but that'll all come a little bit later on. Right now I just want to get the dash on, and then or at least one piece, and then we can see about modifying the frame, you know, and get that going. So that's what I'm kind of working on today. Okay, the center section is trimmed now, and I'm not going to have it won't be a problem with the top piece getting together. But if you see down here, this piece here, either side is a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is, but it's the same curve. This is the same curve. It'll match that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice this right along here and take that section and drop it down till this edge matches that, and then I can just fill in the gap from dropping it down. It's only going to be about maybe 3/8 of an inch, so that won't be no problem at all. What I'll do is I'll probably bond this section to the outside pieces first. No, I can't do that either. I'll cut this off first, then bond this to that, and then add that little bottom piece later. That'd be the best way to do it, I believe. So that's what we got to do. We may have to, we're going to have to lift this up. These are sagged a little bit. They can go up some to get the curve. They can go up some to get the curve that way, because right now you can see how it comes down and then a little bit of a dip. But I'll match that up pretty good. That'll be fine. So we go back into the shop and see about bonding these pieces together. Well, we got the it's kind of lined up now, and I trimmed off. Get some of this stuff out of the way here. It'll be easier to show you. Got all the little pieces of fiberglass cut. Okay, and I got it clamped. Okay, I used a piece of masonite here and a wood on the other side, so this type of clamp wouldn't damage the finish on the on it. And I got it clamped there. And you can see it's pretty good lined up there. I also, let's put it down here, I trimmed out that bottom piece, which is going to be kind of like, let's see, how's it go? It goes like this. So to see to match that curve over there, it's going to be like that. So I have to bond it like that, and then I'll just fill this in with more fiberglass. So now this here will match that curve going right out to the other side, and we'll do the same thing when I add this piece here. Get this out of the way. This piece will end up going kind of like that. Okay, and you can see how there on the bottom it doesn't line up, so that's why I cut that. That's why I cut this piece here. It goes like this. That's why I cut this. So now I'm just going to move it out so it'll match. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to start fiberglassing this piece here. Just in one spot. There's a gap here, and I don't want the resin to stick to the plywood on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece here, and I'm going to, once it's lined up, it moved, so I got to make sure it's before I do it. But I'll glass right in here, and that'll hold it. And then I can take the plywood off, and then I can put more fiberglass down at this end, and then that'll hold that. Then I can flip it over, V it out, and fill it like I did the center section. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna get the dash done. As long as it doesn't have that dip in it that it had on the car, that looks pretty good. That ain't bad at all. That don't look too bad at all. I think I can live with that. Alright. Alright, I highly recommend wearing a face mask with the carbon filters. The fumes from the resin, extremely hazardous, bad for your health, no good. So with this mask on, I don't smell a thing. And I've got the fiberglass right, I'm right above it with a paintbrush and doing it. So you got to wear something to protect yourself. This I've known people that have built up toxins in their body from fiberglass, and over the years, and one day the body just says no more, and they went into seizures. Now, everybody's different. You may say, hey, I've been doing this for 30 years and never had a problem. Good for you. But this other guy, this other friend of mine, his body finally said no more, and it sent him to the hospital. So I highly recommend this. Okay.